Good day, everyone. How are you? I hope everyone is fine. So, the purpose of this video is to make a video demonstration on how to use Mirza Solutions cable tray plugins. We have three set of these plugins. One is parametric cable tray plugin, the other is parametric cable tray support plugin, and the third one is cable tray assistant. I am making this video because some of my users they have asked me to prepare this. Okay, so we will go on these plugin one by one. Let's first start with the simple parametric cable tray plugin. When you get that plugin from our website or from our Autodesk App Store and install it, you will get four specifications, which is ladder, solid, ventilated, and wire mesh system. And on the right side, if everything goes well and you follow the README manual and set up your environment for the first time, you will be seeing this screen where when you select the appropriate specification, you will see all the components listed over here, right? And from here, you can select all the sizes that you want to draw. So in parametric cable tray plugin, the insertion of each cable tray component is very simple. You simply click the desired component from the list over here. You place it, orient it, and then simply click on it. And the component is placed. Okay. Once it is placed in the model space, after that you can change its parameters. Go to the property palette. If are not already there, press Control 2, sorry, Control 1 on the keyboard and it will pop up. And over here you can see we have a guided image on how you can change parameters and what each parameter is related to. So whatever changes you like to make, for example, I want to change the elevation to 750, for example, and you will see that the riser will change its geometry. So this is how each and every component is placed in the parameter. And if I want to make a cable tray system, I will start with a straight section, which is a sleeve over here, and just simply I will place it. And let's say I want it to be 8,000 mm. Okay, I will change the value to 8,000. After that, I'm going to place an elbow, horizontal elbow, and this is placed over here. And then, okay, I want to change the bend radius of the elbow to 900. Okay, that's good, not no problem, fine. And for further that there is again straight section, okay, and this time I'm making it say only 2000. Okay, then I'm going to reduce this size to like say it was 300 before, and now I will make it 150. I'm going to use a user of a 150 size. So we will, sorry, you will click on this drop down and go to the more size is 300 and look for the desired size that you are looking for. And I think it is somewhere down. Okay, let me find it. Okay, okay, no, it's not there. It's a word somewhere. Ah, yeah, here it is. So since this is a ladder reducer straight, not offset. So we will look for LRS and with LM so that it is not what shall I say? It is not covered. LRS and M this one. Okay. So this is 150 now. And after that, if I place a straight section over here, it will auto snap to 150 size. So this is how you will draw a cable tray with parametric cable tray plugin. Place a component, you change its parameter, then again place a component, change its parameter, and so on. So this is how you can draw a cable tray in parametric cable tray system. So the next one is how to place the cable tray supports. If you already have that plugin and installed that as well, you will see the MCS support specs in metric or in imperial unit, whatever you like to choose. So simply make it current so that its component list is appeared on the right side. Okay, I'm assuming over here that you have installed everything and you have followed the readme file and imported the specifications over here and all the things that are mentioned in the readme file. This video is just to show how you can use these components. Okay. After selecting the cable tray specification, you simply need to select any appropriate cable tray. For example, I'm choosing this one, and this is basically you can see the two pointers, the two text inputs. These are basically the AutoCAD is asking you the distance value of placing the cable tray support on your desired cable tray section. So, and it always measure from port to port. Okay, the left one over here is basically is from the port one, which is the starting end of the cable tray section, and the second one is reference from the port two or the uh, ending side of the cable tray section. You can switch in between them by pressing a tab button. So you can make any reference you like. For example, I want to place a cable tray support 1000 mm from the starting end. So I simply type the 1000 and you can see over here the cable tray has been placed like this. And if I want to place another cable tray support on the 1000 mm reference from the end port, so I simply press the tab, once again click 1000 and you see the other cable tray support has been put over there. Once the cable tray support is in place, you can simply click on it. Once again, parametric, you can make the changes over here. And since in the support category, we can utilize the AutoCAD's inherent feature of stretching. So this is a little bit easier than the conventional cable tray system. So what I need to do is basically you can see these anchor points, the arrowhead. These are the anchor points. So you simply need to click on it, drag it, and you see the value is changed. And if you want only one side, that is also fine. And if you want to expand the horizontal span of the support, that is also fine. So this is how you can make the cable tray support work in your AutoCAD launcher. And if I show you all the available, that would take very much long time. So I will give you a little bit experience of the sum of the tray supports. Okay, you can see you can change anything. Okay, so for example, we are suppose yeah, I will show you this one. This is basically a floor-mounted cable tray support, and you can see this this one, and this one. These are the three cable tray support which are mounted on the floor. There are some installation schemes where cable tray runs along the floor and you need support to mount it. Once again, the anchor points, you can make all the things you like, or like if the floor height is a little bit lower, a floor level is a little bit lower, then you can also stretch it. Same goes here. See, and with other some parameters are not stretchable, so you can always change them from the property panel. For example, I don't want foot over here, so that's fine. I don't have a foot over here, but yes, if we want a foot, then see, this is as simple as that. So this is the cable tray support plugin, and together these make a complete solution for now. Okay, so before I go any further, let me show you one more thing. Let me change this. Okay, this one is okay. I will change some parameters on this cable tray. And suppose I'm changing the run spaces to 450. Okay, so now technically this cable tray and this cable tray, these are two different distinct cable tray sections. And in the BOQ system, in the isometric cable tray, these should be identified as two different elements. But in the default environment of AutoCAD, they does not. Let me show you. If I click on all of this, go to isometric, okay, over here, and make a quick ISO. I'm going to make A2, yes, provide existing, and let's just click which is made. Let's click on it, and now let's dig into the isometric over here. Okay, you can see the isometric is fine. The green line is the cable tray. Okay, we can see the cable tray support has been uh, located over here. It has been marked on the isometric. This is the second cable tray. And okay, this is elbow, this is the straight section, this is the reducer, and then again a straight section. So far, so good. But when we go over here on the BOQs, you can see I don't see the distinct difference of the two cable tray that I have mentioned earlier. One should be 10 meter, the other should be 2 meter. Sorry, one should be 8 meter, this one. One should be 8 meter and the other should be 2 meter. So these should be two different entries. But over here, we can see these two are combined into 10 meter. Because default on the default level, AutoCAD only looks for the ending or the size parameter, which we select, uh, which we select from over here. If I go to the letter section again, which we select over here. Okay. So this is not the vehicle that we wanted. But for simple purpose, if your cable tray system does not change very much in the parameter section, this is good. But if your cable tray system makes parametric changes along the, then this will fail and this will not give you the required results. So for these some shortcomings of the native AutoCAD environment, I would not say shortcomings, sorry for that. But basically, AutoCAD environment is for much larger picture. It's a much broader construct, and basically, it is a piping system, so it can do everything that piping system requires. But since cable tray system is not native to AutoCAD environment, so AutoCAD does not understand the need of a cable tray system, the complexity of the geometry, requirement of the different parameters, and the influence on the isometric. So, for that purpose alone, we have developed third plugin, which is called Cable Tray Assistant plugin, that helps you in making not only your cable tray modeling easy, but also the BOQ as required by yourself. So, well, if you have gotten the cable tray assistant plugin and installed it, you will see a little tab over here named Mirza Solutions. And when you go over here, you will get these bunch of commands, a few little bit commands over here, and they will help you model cable tray system if you already have parametric cable tray plugin and cable tray support plugin installed on the system, because this plugin work on them. It does not do anything on its own. If you only get this one and install it, you will not get anything from it. Because what it does is basically take the components from these two plugins and modify them in such a way that we require. Let me show you. Previously, as I have shown that you can draw a cable tray by getting the component from here and then changing the parameters and all that. Let's say, for example, uh, I want to draw a cable tray, like for example, this is my pipe, and I want to draw a cable tray by stretching it, like say 15,000 mm. See, how, oh, how would it be if a cable tray can do that as well? With this cable tray system, the cable tray can do now. Let me show you. Over here, we have a root tray command, and good thing is each command has a little bit guiding window. which helps you understand how this can be done. And there is a comprehensive help file as well. You can refer to that as well. Okay, click on it, and it is a toggle button. As long as this one is turned on, any pipe you draw in the cable tray specification, mind it, any pipe that you draw which belongs to the cable tray specification will be converted to corresponding cable tray automatically. You don't need to do anything for that. So, for example, I'm drawing the cable tray once again 15,000, sorry, the pipe to 15,000. When I click it, and you see it is already converted to cable. It is as simple as that. So, no need to put in the straight section, make the changes in the parameter to change the length and all that. Doesn't matter. Once it is placed in the in the cable, for example, model space, you can also change its length because we can we may come up a scenario where we need to change the length of the cable section. So simply, this is the second command over here. You click on it and then you select. And for example, I want to extend it to 20,000. Yes, no problem. If it is 20,000. And if I want to stretch it, for example, let's say 5,000. Okay, now it's 5,000. See, this is as simple. Okay, one more thing, let me tell you. Suppose I am turning this off. In some scenarios, there may be a case, for example, let me give you this scenario. I have placed this elbow here, and then I forgot to turn on this button over here, and simply I put in like this, okay, and then I place the elbow over here. So in this cable tray system, we have a pipe in our cable tray too. So what to do now? One thing is to just delete it and put in the cable tray section over here and make the changes of the size and make it adjustment. This is a long process. But this third button over here, if you simply click it, what it does is basically scan the model and find all the pipes that belong to cable tray system, and they automatically convert, and it automatically converts them to their corresponding trays. You see, now that pipe is being converted to the cable tray. See, and one more thing that I forgot to mention, when this is enabled, you can also click on the plus sign and draw cable tray as well. For now, the auto routing is only for the straight section. Elbows and the other fittings are not included at the moment. I'm working on that, and we will be adding this feature one by one in future. Everything. Okay. Then one more thing. You remember the isometric problem that I mentioned to you. So let me first model the same route so that we can understand the problem that we were facing. 300. Okay, our first section was 8,000 meter. Oh, sorry, 8,000 mm. Then we had an elbow. Okay, then we had a section of 2,000 mm, and then we had a reducer. This time I'm going with the 200 size because I just want to make it quick. And then again, a 5,000. Okay, this was our original model. Okay, and this section had RS 450. Okay, now if we remember correctly, let's assume, okay, not assume, let's go to it, make a isometric and look at the isometric over here. Okay, why these are three different lines? Yes, this is another problem. I will get back it. Not get back it. I will go first on it. Why these three different lines? Because this cable tray route is not consistent. It is not continuous. Placement of the component may sometimes break the link between components and render it as three different lines. So if I click on any button, you can see this red line over here. It is not all the way on all the components. This red line is basically the cable tray continuity line. And if I click on it, okay, so you see this is the one section, these two components the second section, and these two components the third section. For that very reason, we have this fuse connection command over here. You click on it, it will scan all the orphan component and they are all joined. If you click now, this whole route is one single continuous line. Okay, now we will go and then we make a isometric override the existing one, and let's do the changes. See, now it is a continuous line. So we come over here, see, this is all good. But our problem is still over here. Two different cable trays, but they are merged together. So how can we achieve that? Let's come back over here. This go to Mirza Solution. You see these three settings. The naming of the cable tray. You see AutoCAD identify cable tray component. Also not cable tray component, any component by the ND size, which I showed you, which is over here, the ND size, and the description, the family description, long family description. If these two things are the same, then AutoCAD assume they belong to the same category. Okay, so uh, not two, three items. Okay, the size, the long description, and there is one more item which is item code. Okay, this is the item code. If these three values are same for two components, then by default, AutoCAD assume these two components are the same category and they are merged together in the view. Okay, so we have our way forward now. What we need is basically change either of these parameter or both parameters so that when AutoCAD look for it, it can understand that these two components are not the same because these values are not matching. So this is how we are going to achieve that. So first of all, let's go to the rename setting. And this is the setting basically. It allows you to make the changes of your cable tray naming system, the long description, as you like. So I have given everything over here. You can choose anything. For example, I want the keyword is to make values, okay, and I want run spacing to be included. I want to be like say depth included, whatever. It's up to you. You can change anything from here. And for the purpose of this demonstration, I will select all and I will click save. And once it is saved, it is permanently saved on your hard disk. So every time you start AutoCAD again, you do not have to change these settings. They will already be fetched from the stored setting on your system. Once done that, simply click on this manual naming, click on the components that you want to rename, and voila. Now look at this. You can see the long description is now amended with the parametric values because we change the parametric value to change the geometry of the cable tray component, and now those changes are reflective in the name of the cable tray. So now AutoCAD can understand these two components are different components and they will not be merged together. Okay, this is also changed and the item code is changed as well. So let's once again go over here and try once more the isometric. Click create, wait for it, and that's view. Okay, so we will be only looking to this is the same section. We will be looking over here, and now you can see the 2 meter cable tray is separate, 8 meter cable tray is separate. Now AutoCAD has divided them into two different categories, which we wanted actually. So this is how this cable tray system overcomes the limitation of AutoCAD plant tree in cable tray systems. Okay, Like auto root system, we have auto renaming system as well. Because uh, the thing is, it is very uh, time consuming to select and rename the system manually. And if we have an automatic system like the cable tray routing, this would be very good. So let's click on the auto renaming. It is also a toggle button. And now if I place any component, say for example this elbow, and for example this cross, and we go over here, we click on it, and you see the name is already there. It is not just like that. If we change the parameters over here, for example, I'm changing the 100 is to 900, and then go and check again. It is also updated. So this is how it is going to be. This is how it is going to be. Okay. Now, these are some changes. Okay, these two sections we have covered. Uh, the important and what I think is the most good achievement of this plugin is the export to Excel feature. This is very uh, required command. Although in isometric drawing we can see the BOQ, but we want something tangible. We want something that we can work with. We can make some calculations on. So in this with this command, you can simply export your whole model space into an Excel sheet where each component of cable tray system is divided into its own category. Once again, okay. Once again, this export to Excel command gives you options on how to export your cable tray system, how you want to export it. See, uh, okay, the components to export, it will ask you which type of component you want to export. I have selected this at this moment everything, but you can choose anything you like. And it also wants to know whether you want the parameters in its name or not. See, but for the Excel, we work with without parameters. You will see in a moment why. And also, the third one is the layer controlled export. In a large cable tray system project, there are multiple layers. For example, instrumentation cable trays, low voltage cable trays, high voltage cable trays, and support cable trays, and control cable trays. Different type of cable trays divided by different groups, and these groups are divided into layers. And once you have all that, you will see all the layers over here, and you can simply click on it and check the appropriate layer that you want to export, and they will be exported. Only those cable trays that satisfy the parameter of these text boxes will be exported. Nothing else. One more thing. All these components, all these commands, they work on the active cable tray components. What do I mean by active cable tray component? An active cable tray component is something that is not hidden, is not frozen, is not isolated, is not locked. So if your component or your layer is locked, is frozen, or is hidden, then these commands and these export feature will skip them, because that's what we want, because that is why we have hidden them. That is why we have frozen them, because we don't want them to be part of our calculation. So if we have done that, these commands will assume that you do not want these changes or these export features applied to them. Okay, so let's export, for example, everything. Let's export everything and give it a saved location. For example, I'm going into my documents, and it will pick up a default value of the name. You can change it. So I'm going with the default. And now over here, you can see export or export manual. If you simply click the export button, it will gather everything in the model space that is a cable tray, and it will export. But if you get export manual, then it will give you an option to choose which cable tray components you want to export. But for this purpose, in this exercise, we are making the whole export, and this little checkbox will open the file after export. So I keep it enabled by default. So let's see. click on the export and it says that it exported successfully and now it will open it. Okay, so let's get back to the model. We have three different component categories over here. The straight section, the elbow, and the reducer. Three different categories of the cable tray component, and we can see in the cable tray in the Excel sheet, we have three different sheets over here. In the workbook, we have three different sheets. One is elbow, one is reducer, one is straight. Okay, and in elbow, first is the component name. That is why it has asked over here, you want to export it without parameters or with parameters. If you had selected the with parameters feature, then all these parameters would be appearing in this section, in this column over, which is unnecessary here because all the parameters are listed over here. See, and then we have a quantity, width, depth, gauge, arm length, band radius. Every parameter is listed in a separate column over here. And one additional feature is that an approximate cable length to each component. Uh, for example, if you had placed that elbow and if you wanted to calculate the tubing for the required cable, this component would have only supported a 700 cable length. See, and it belongs to layer 0. Same goes for the reducer, everything. And here we come with the straight section. That was the game changer. Okay, this one is the 5000 mm, 200 width cable tray, and these two are the 300 but they have only one thing different, which is the RS value, run spacing value. So in BOQ, it has also made the change and bifurcated them. And now this Excel sheet is something that you can work with and you can prepare your BOQ. You can apply the costing over here. For example, this is the length, and I say suppose my cable tray cost, for example, 1000 per meter. So I will simply multiply this divided by 1000 to convert it to meter. So see, oh sorry, this will not look nice. Let's say it is 10,000 per meter. So we will require 50,000 for this section one. So this is the BOQ, this is the Excel. Excel, we can do the arithmetic operations, we can do all the information over here. And so this is basically the purpose of this another cable tray resistant plugin. And yeah, once again, let's disable them. Okay, the about command, it will do what it does, what it says about. It will give you the information of the cable tray system version and which of these two cable tray plugins have you installed. It will detect them, not only the installation and the version as well, because it has a backward compatibility. Cable tray has a backward compatibility with the old version of the cable tray system that we have launched. So you will be good to go. And once again, this is the support uh, email of myself, and this is my website. And this is the help file that I was talking about. When you click on it or press F1, you will open a comprehensive help file which gives you the access on each command and how you can utilize them to work in your model space. So you can dig out at your free time. Okay, yes, we have done that, but this begs the question, can this cable tray system work on the cable tray support plugin as well? Yes, it does. So once again, this one and this one. These two support, they are technically the same. Let's say I'm making that change over here. These two supports are not technically the same now because they are two different entries. Once again, the isometric will treat them as single entity. And again, we want the name to change. Simply click on them, go to your naming setting, first naming setting, and click on the support tab and give this save file, this setting file, your preferences on how you want to make the changes. So I will once again select all, make the save, okay, and then go to manual naming, click, click, okay, and now we have the same pattern, the same effect over here. See? And one also auto renaming works here as well. For example, I am going to rename this single hand support. Okay, just go and check it. Yes, the name has been changed. And let's make the changes. I select, reselect, and the change has been made as well. Okay, and let's experience the export feature once again. And okay, okay, and export everything. Now we have a fourth category which is called supports, and it is listed up here. So this is the complete package of cable tray system that we offer and how you can work with it. So if you have any question, you can always contact us. If you have any improvement suggestion, if you have any feedback, if you want certain features to be changed or certain features to be added, you can always contact us. You give us your thoughts and we will work on it and see if they can be implemented in such a way that a broad majority of the user can benefit from. Uh, but that does not mean we discourage individual requests. We always welcome individual requests and we have entertained them in the past. So if your change is not contradictory to our design standards, then we will be more than happy to incorporate. I think that's the end of this presentation. I bid you a good day. Thank you very much.